Hello and welcome to the uh, two-day mega virtual healthcare summit, that is IndiGlobal Healthcare Summit. Next up, we would be calling upon a leader in the healthcare sector who is a known strategist and a man with over 3 decades of experience. He is currently heading the well-known Apollo Proton Cancer Center. Please join me in welcoming the Chief Executive Officer of Apollo Proton Cancer Center, Mr. Harish Trivedi. So, let me put across the first question. Mr. Harish, we would like to know how do you see the diagnostic landscape evolving in this COVID era?
Currently, 70% of the medical decisions regarding the disease treatment, management, and the prevention are based on a diagnostic. And diagnostic is a crucial tool in preventive health as well. Pandemic scenario has accelerated an entire paradigm shift in the diagnostic industry, heralding an era of a phenomenal revolution concerning its scope, capacity, and arguing glad tiding for unprecedented economic growth. 2016 to 2022, we have seen a CAGR of almost 10%. Currently, India's diagnostic industry stands at whopping 675 billion rupees, and I'm expecting it to grow for the next 5 to 10 years in 10% plus growth or a CAGR. With increasing wellness and healthcare awareness, I see a rapid rise in NCDs. Hence, we will see an increase in preventive healthcare testing, insurance services, and overall rise in the spending power of a people from different strata of life. In the 675 billion market, standalone center contributes 47%, hospital lab constitute 37%, and diagnostic chain constitutes 16% of market share. In the recent budget, we have seen Government of India has pursed up its effort to provide incentive for growth in domestic healthcare and medical device industry, and we are also seeing a growth in FDI. During pandemic and post-pandemic, we see a huge growth in healthcare tracking applications, telemedicines, online consultation, highly sophisticated data collection software applications, increased awareness regarding the diagnostic test. In 2022 and going forward, I see a huge boost in the demand for a preventive and a curative healthcare. I also see innovative technologies will be playing an important role or are playing an important role, like robotic process automation has emerged as a logical solution at the high-end diagnostic center. Along with the digitization to cover the lacuna in the area for skilled lab technician and personnel, as well as improved precision and quick results. To support these innovations, advanced equipment and machinery have further exhibited a hugely positive impact on a diagnostic service market. During the pandemic, we have noticed and seen the vulnerability of our healthcare system. We know we don't have enough bed and we don't have enough lab to test the people, and that's where we have seen the huge delay and not availability of beds. And with the growing NCD, people have also realized during the pandemic to take care of their health. Currently, in our healthcare system, we have a curative approach and not the preventive. What we think, when the people are not well, we will get them to a hospital with diagnostic test, we'll treat them and send them home. But now we know we don't have enough beds, so it is important to focus on the preventive health. Whereas Apollo Hospital, with the guidance of our beloved chairman, Dr. Pratap C. Reddy, is putting a lot of emphasis on a preventive health checkup where everybody will undergo their health checkup and will be keeping a record of their health, and wherever the interventions are required, we will make the interventions, but focus will be on how it can be prevented. Because if you need a curative approach, or when you go to hospital for admissions, it puts a lot of burden on out-of-pocket expenses, as our insurance coverage is not penetrated so much, and even those who have a coverage is not more than 5 lakh rupees uh, per family. So that's how, with the focus on the preventive health, I see a huge growth in the diagnostic testing and a market.
Thank you. Our next question we would like to know from you: how are the information technology and emerging technologies playing a key role in effective diagnosis?
Most of you know that Apollo Proton Cancer Center is the only and first proton center in the entire Southeast Asia. We are the most advanced and comprehensive cancer center in India, which is the JCA accredited. So let me attempt to answer this question from a cancer or oncology perspective. Which are the area where we are currently focusing? Number one is the genetic testing to determine the cancer risk. And once we do that, AI will play an important role for pathology, for a risk stratification. Let me talk about the few products. Organization like Artris, which are already into cardiac imaging, but they have recently rolled out AI-based product for a lung and liver nodule analysis algorithm to assess the cancer risk. Another company, which is a Q Medical, which develops the medical imaging, which provides the computer-aided detection software solution for a 3D breast ultrasound screening, which will help for the early detection of a breast cancer. And once we do that, we are also focusing on a genetic profiling to diagnose the cancer, which type of cancer it is. For that, we also see going forward a lot of low-cost medical devices will be made available for a cancer screening. Let me talk about the few products. One is like OVA Smart, which is the most safe, affordable and reliable in home detection of early stage of ovarian cancer biomarkers. Let me talk about the another very interesting product like ITBRA, a wearable sensor that detects breast cancer earlier and more accurately than any mammogram. And once we do that, a lot of analysis which will be done with the help of AI to arrive at the right decision making. We are also focusing on a molecular diagnostic to identify biomarkers. Clinical and molecular data inform treatment selection. And once we do that, we will take the right decision for a precision oncology. In case of a radiation oncology, we see a lot of software which are available or will be available for workflow optimization. There are a lot of clinical trial matching which is happening, RWE based analytic to manage the care pathways. I also see a growth of a lot of mobile platform to help enable patients engagement, which is very important for the cancer patients. And this kind of a platform which will provide to assess the patient with the burden of a care and personalized nutrition support. So we are talking about the 360-degree of a care. Then I also see a lot of solution provided by oncology startup in living with the disease. At the same time, we also see a lot of platform which will provide a product that will help patients to maintain the sense of normalcy. So these are the development which we see going forward.
Mr. Harish, can you throw light on the latest trends and research in the healthcare diagnostic sector, and where does our country, India, stand in terms of pioneering and innovating in the field of diagnosis?
There are a lot of development which is happening in the healthcare sector, in the diagnosis across the world. And just to mention few of them is definitely is IoT devices and wearable devices. With the help of wearable devices, we will be able to capture the patient's data on a real-time basis, and with the help of AI or even without the help of AI, the data will be sent to a center where the clinicians are tracking it, monitoring it, and wherever the interventions are required, that will be made to improve the quality of care on a real-time basis. Similarly, IoT devices, I don't see a major development which is happening because most of the IoT devices which is manufactured or produced on a large scale basis in China. We have seen some quality product now coming out in India, but with the help of IoT devices now which are made available at home, which is available on the counter, where the patient will be able to monitor their different health parameters on the real-time basis at home with these devices, and with the help of data transmission, again it will be sent to a clinician or for a record, and wherever the intervention is required it will be made. Another important development which we are seeing at this point of time, and India is playing a very definitive role, which is in the blockchain. Blockchain is completely revolutionizing the healthcare space by allowing and sharing an analysis of the critical patient data in real-time basis. With the help of blockchain, patient will own his or her data and will take a decision how much and what kind of a data he or she wants to share with clinician. Another which is important trend which is emerging is a big data. I've heard Mukesh Bhai saying data is a gold mine, and that's true. In our organization or even in private healthcare or across India on a daily basis, we are generating a lot of data. But just having a data is not enough. Data where a lot of analysis is required for the decision making, and with the software now we are able to do this. And once we have this data with the analysis, where then we'll be able to monetize the data going forward. So that's the another development which we are seeing. A lot of organizations are currently working on it. We also see a medical mobile applications with the pandemic, during the pandemic, post-pandemic, with a lot of restriction. Now we are seeing the online consultations which is happening, and this is completely redefining how both the patients and doctor receive and deliver the medical care. We also see a huge investment in the AI, that is artificial intelligence. AI is redefining the healthcare industry by improving quality care, patient outcome, and decrease cost for hospitals, and definitely for the insurance companies and government overall. I'm sure we all have seen during the COVID-19, and we have seen the product like AI is helping to analyze the CT scan to detect the pneumonia. And Microsoft has developed a product which is called Project Inner Eye, a radiotherapy AI tool which dramatically speeds up the process of 3D contouring of the patient, bringing the time down to minutes than earlier it is used for hours. We also see a trend which is cloud technology. Cloud solutions are allowing healthcare organizations to be more integrated, interconnected, and store information digitally, safely, and securely. So these are the trend which I see emerging.
We would also like to know from you uh, your perspective on affordable and quality diagnosis in India.
In healthcare, we have established three diagnostic requirements. Number one, timeliness, accuracy, and affordability. No longer will patient or a customer allow the industry not to deliver on these attributes. The industry must change to meet the changing demand of the patients or customers. or someone else will enter in the market and do so. The healthcare world, as we know, is going to change as a result of a COVID. We can either be a part of this change or can be left out. Government is putting a lot of effort at this point of time, and that we have seen putting the cap on the COVID RT-PCR test, another test. So we need to ensure the accessibility, affordability, quality, and equitable delivery of a care available to all the patients across India. Thank you.
So, this was Mr. Harish Trivedi, Chief Executive Officer of Apollo Proton Cancer Center, one of the um, organization that is on the forefront in treating cancer, innovating with latest technology and advanced uh, research that is happening in the cancer care center. And Apollo Proton Cancer Center has been on the forefront in providing uh, service towards the cancer care in India. So, thank you very much, Mr. Harish, for joining us, for taking out time and sharing your valuable thoughts and perspective on the reimagining landscape of diagnosis in India. Thank you.